Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Video Gamers Podcast. You know, you might be a gamer if you listen to gaming podcasts. And well, here we are. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about some of the common things gamers do in hilarious fashion. So buckle up, because this episode's going to be a fun one. But first, some introductions are in order. I am your host, Josh. And joining me, he might be a gamer if we could only get him to stop playing everything with a controller. It's Ryan.
Listen here, bub. Where do we start with gaming?
Are you going to play Battlefield 6 with a controller, Ryan?
This, I will not play with a controller.
Okay. Thank you. That was the right answer, because I was like, otherwise I need somebody else in my squad, man.
Battlefield and Diablo and like those games are PC,
Mouse and
baby.
keyboard?
Yeah,
Okay.
mouse and keyboard.
Oh, that's the right answer. All right. And joining us, he might be a gamer because he's bought every battle pass and cosmetic and basically every game he's ever played. It's Ace.
I'd just like to point out I'm a victim of FOMO, all right? If I don't buy it and then finish it, who else
These
will?
poor artists, Ace. You know,
Exactly.
that's all you're really doing is you're just supporting the artists that put all of this time and effort and skill and talent into these battle passes, man.
Clearly,
Somebody's
man.
got to buy them.
Someone has to
Right?
show the appreciation for all they do for our industry.
Yeah. You're just doing, you're doing the good work out there, Ace. Yeah, good on you, man. You know, we've been picking on you for this, but no,
What a guy.
never mind. You're
No,
the
yeah.
guy. You're the reason we got microtransactions out the wazoo.
Dang it.
No, for me it was the buying skins for games you haven't played.
That's the one that
was
baffles
the
me
one
more than anything, dude.
anything else that
And he
got me.
led
I was
the
like,
show.
what?
He led the show with that. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I
What
know
a
you buy
banger,
skins.
man.
And then he was like, for games I haven't played. And I was like,
Oh.
They're
Oh.
usually free games. They just haven't played them.
oh, man. Guys, we got a fun show. This is going to be, the topic of this one is you might be a gamer if. And we have each come up with several answers to that question that, are things that gamers would understand, man. And so this is one of those ones where I think this is going to be relatable. I think this is going to be funny. That's the hope anyway. So, sometimes you shoot your shot and you see how things go. We're going to find out. I know I got some good ones that I think are going to be a lot of fun to talk about. But boys, we're going to start off with a review, because reviews are what make the world go round. It's what lets us know if we're doing a good job. And more importantly, for anybody out there that might be looking for a gaming podcast, the first thing they're going to do is read some reviews. And if they see some good ones, maybe they give us a try. And that's all we say, man, is if somebody gives us a try, they'll probably stick around, because our motto is we don't suck.
We don't suck, baby.
We don't suck.
All right, so this review is titled Real Gamers That Help and Provide the Gaming Community. And it says, VGP is not only the best gaming podcast, it's a family. All of the hosts provide unique feedback on past, current, and future games, but the meat of the show is the community they have created on Discord. Once you join the Discord, you are always surrounded by the best gamers out there, and the best part is the hosts are always active, interacting, helping, or just messing about like the rest of us. I started listening to the show to pass time when I was bored, but now I have a place to just be my nerdy gamer self. I appreciate all the hosts that provide us with great content and support the gaming community greatly.
Dude, that's awesome. I love
What a
hearing.
good review.
I love
We
hearing
say it
anyone who's part of our
all the
community.
time. Our Discord server is amazing. Come join us. It's really is that awesome. You don't have to take our word for it.
Yeah.
I mean, read through the reviews of the show, man.
And I come all the time. I have to remember that there's more people out there that listen to us than our Discord, because it's so active and engaging. There's so many people that are just awesome, and I just love it. So it is such a cool place to hang out and just be part of the family, part of the group. It's awesome.
It never ceases to amaze me, dude. Honestly, it is, and we say, if that sounds awesome to you, you're the kind of person that we want.
Come on down.
Yeah, we don't do the toxicity. We don't do the game shaming. And, if you have an opinion on something, your opinion's wrong and now we're going to fight over it and stuff like that, man. So we always say, if this sounds good to you, come join us because you're the kind of person that belongs in that community.
You'll receive the
Absolutely.
warmest welcome of your entire life. I can promise you that.
That's true too, man. Yeah. So, all right, boys, you guys ready to get into this episode? I'm going to start us off on this one, man.
Yeah.
Again, these are just things that I think gamers can relate to, man. So, okay. So I'm going to start us off. You might be a gamer if you've ever stood in line for a midnight release of a game. You guys are laughing because you've all done it.
Yeah.
Name a game that you stood in line for the midnight release.
GTA 5.
Pokemon
Ace?
Sword and Shield.
Red Dead Redemption 2 for me was the last one. Now,
nice.
this is kind of a dying thing though, right? With the age of digital games and downloads and online purchases and stuff like that. I think there's probably a lot of gamers out there that are going like, what? Yeah. You guys stood in line at midnight?
You old heads, you had to stand in line? Like, what? No, dude, but the thing is, like, there was nothing like it back in the day where you stood in line and everybody there was excited for the same thing. You were all there. There was no sides. There was no teams. There was nothing but we all want this one thing. We're waiting for this one thing. What is your experience prior, if it's a sequel or whatever? Like, everyone would just talk, hang out, laugh, joke, and then you get it, and everybody walks away like, that's
and you're so jealous of the
car.
Guy that got it, and he's walking by, and you're like, I need it in my hands, man.
Exactly. You're in the back of the line, and he's coming by with his copy, So, yeah, there was nothing like waiting in line for a midnight release or any release. So that's a really good one.
Do you remember the fear of worrying that they'd sell out before you got to the front of the line?
Am I early enough?
Like you showed up early and then there's a huge line anyway. And you're like, oh.
Because you didn't know. Like, they didn't have unlimited copies, dude. I remember Red Dead Redemption 2, man. For that line, I got there fairly early and that line was huge. And I remember going like, does anybody know how many copies they have? And one guy was like, I heard one of the employees say he's got like 50. And then you start like counting and you're like, okay, well, I'm 36. I'm probably safe, Yeah. But Ryan, it's kind of like you said, dude, everybody was excited. Everybody was talking about the game. You all had something in common. I mean, you're standing in line at like 11:30 p.m. at night. You got work the next day. It was just but there was just something magical about it. And so that's why I love to start with this one where it's like, you might be a gamer if you've ever stood in line for a midnight release of a game, dude. We do this now where it's like, hey, this game releases at, for us, because we're Pacific time, a lot of times it's like 8 o'clock in the morning or something. And you're like, I got to go to work. I could be 15 minutes late to work. Yeah. I just want to load it up. I just want to see the splash screen.
I want to do the intro real quick. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, changing your using a VPN so your time zone's different so you can launch the game earlier, right? Like, we've all been there, man.
The desperation.
All right, Ace, let's jump over to you, man. What do you got for us?
You might be a gamer if you've rage quit a game and then immediately went right back to the game.
Why are you calling me out like this, Ace? I feel like this is targeted at me, man. What the...
This is specifically me when I think about this one, fighting Melania for like a year.
Oh,
dude,
that's acceptable.
I think that's an acceptable one right there.
Straight up, just a year. It would be like attempts where I would sit on my couch, and this is when I just played on PlayStation, and I had done my first build in Elden Ring. It's the first Souls game I ever played. I'd beaten everything else but Melania. So all I wanted to do was beat her. And I would spend like 5 hours a day just trying to beat Melania. And I'd be like, screw this game, I'm done. I'd uninstall it from my PlayStation. Then I'd decide, you know what? I think I could beat Melania today. And I'd have to wait like 10 hours for the game to install because I had crappy internet.
You would uninstall. Oh, that's next level too. Everybody listening has at one point like rage quit a game. Yeah. If you've played games, like if you're a gamer, you've rage quit a game. Mm-hmm. There's no game or no gamer that hasn't like met an obstacle they couldn't beat the first try. Like, and that's the thing with gaming is like there's always something that's going to defeat you. And so everybody's got that one thing where they're just like, you know what? I'm done with this. And then they just like uninstall it or, leave the game or turn it off, So that's a good one, man. That's just that frustration level because you want it so bad.
You do.
Like,
yeah.
you want it. You want it. It's
Dude.
right there. That doesn't go away, but you're like, I'm not trying anymore. And, you do.
But it's the next attempt. It's like in your brain, it's like,
Yep.
bro, I can
so
get her on this
close.
next one, man. If everything falls into place just perfect, and then it doesn't until it does. Until it finally does. And then you just jump out of your seat and you're like, yeah.
My favorite thing about that is the time I finally did beat her, I left the like mic on the controller and you could just hear me screaming in the
Oh,
background.
yeah. Oh, man. Oh,
That's
so
awesome.
great, dude. All right, Ryan, what do you got for us, man?
So mine is anyone who's a gamer, that we may or may not have our own terminology and our own language. So you might be a gamer if you just use gamer slang and terms in all of life. Like I can't tell you how many times I'd walk by into somebody and be like, we did something and I'd be like, GG. And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, good job, man. Good GG. And they're like, what? Oh, okay. And or call noob. Everybody says noob.
Yeah.
That's from gaming. So gamer slang, gamer terms, like in just regular real world scenario situations, like I use them all the time, and then a lot of times people are confused if they're not gamers, and they just look at me confused,
I'm gonna go AFK a sec, guys. You can cover the counter, right? Like I'm gonna go AFK real quick, and it's like, yeah, exactly. People know, man.
Gamer would know. Be that like, cool, man.
Yeah, but what's funny is it kind of evolves over time too.
Yes.
Like which is neat because and this is just like any language, but it's like like when in my younger years, the term Uber before the car service and taxis, Uber meant awesome. So that arose from gaming. So, and it carried over to real life where I'd be like, dude, oh man, that is Uber, dude.
Yeah.
And it just meant that's awesome. That's like fantastic. And people would use it in everyday life. And that is something that arose from the gaming world. Uber. Yeah. And then of course this car company comes out and it's like Uber. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a sec.
That's from like the MMO days. What are you talking about? Yeah. So that's a good one, dude. I'm trying to think. It gets me thinking if GG is a really good one.
Yeah.
That I think is used commonly. I do say, hey, I'm going to go AFK.
Noob. Get good.
Noob is probably F. I've actually heard people say, F, man.
F.
Like just press F.
Yeah,
I have referred
that
to
kind of
boring
thing.
people as NPCs.
I did tell somebody the other day in real life, I said, you can fix that by pressing Alt F4. And they just looked at me funny. They were like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, never mind. You didn't get that one. So. All right. I got a good one, boys. You might be a gamer if you've ever accidentally played a game until the sun came up. Oh, we've all been there, man.
Yeah.
I to this day remember there's two very vivid memories I have. Now I'm a little bit older now, so I don't make this mistake because I'll pay for it the next day. But I remember my brother and I playing a game called Rogue, which I'm pretty sure is the predecessor to roguelike games, where it was an old ASCII based game. So like your little guy was just like the little at sign, shift 2, moving around a little map, like a maze and stuff like that. You find treasure and fight monsters and stuff. Dude, we played that game. Next thing you know, mom is we hear mom in the kitchen and we're like, oh my gosh, turn it off. Turn it off. We had to like hurry up and run to bed and pretend like we were asleep, because we would have gotten in so much trouble if she knew we stayed up all night playing that. But yeah, and then the my EverQuest days of just raiding, and then like next thing you know, man, it's freaking 5 something in the morning, and I look outside and it's like, is that the sun? Like, oh no, what have I done?
It just slowly starts to get brighter in the room you're in. And you're like,
yeah,
and you like look over.
That's
like,
about right, because you just get in that zone.
Yeah, dude, you do.
Yeah,
like your squinty eyes, you're just locked in. I 1000%. I remember one time vividly playing Destiny, and this was like OG Destiny days when it was fun, obviously. And we'd raid every Tuesdays, and then we'd just farm mats, and I was running stuff, and then you're on late when all the people from like Europe start getting on.
Oh yeah.
and you get all these other languages, and they have all these accents and whatnot and stuff. And then next thing you know, like I was playing and I was really trying to grind for something. I forget what it was. And that shows how important it was that I don't even remember. But I'm playing and then I look over and I'm like, oh no. And it's 5:30 in the morning and I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going to sleep because that serves no purpose at all because I got to be up in an hour. So, yeah, that's a really good one. Everybody who is gamed for a long period in their life has played way longer than they meant to, overnight, for sure.
Yeah, and it's not the whole like, oh, we're going to have this like marathon gaming session. This is the accidental like, you look over and you're like,
whoops.
What? Like, what just happened? Yeah. Exactly.
When I worked overnights, I just bought like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I was so hyped just to play something new that I looked out and it was dark again, and I was like, "Uh-oh,
I gotta go to work.
I have work in an hour."
I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, that was a rough night.
All right, Ace, what's up next for you, man? What do you got for us?
You might be a gamer if you've restarted a game because you spent a skill point wrong.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I have learned from this mistake and now I have skill choice paralysis.
Dude, it's so bad.
That's one of my things too.
It scares me.
Oh man. It's so tough. Like, this is why I love the free respec or the cheap respec option.
Yes.
If I am playing a game where I cannot respec, it is terrifying, dude. Terrifying to try to spend that first skill point to where it's like, I don't know what I want to spend this on. Let me learn the game a little bit.
I just let it pile up.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, you got like 18 skill points, and you're like, well, I might want to do this build, but maybe I want to do this build, and you still can't spend any of. Oh man,
nope, I don't want to touch them if I don't know I can respec them.
Yeah. So thank you, developers, for saving us from ourselves on this one, where it's like, okay, guys, look, we get it. Oh, you can just respec it. It's fine.
There's you don't need to be scared of it anymore.
Yeah, I'll run through a game and I'll like not use any of my points because I'm like, I don't want to use them wrong. But then I'm like struggling so hard in the game and I'm like, I can't do it. And I'm like, oh, I guess I should use my points. And I'm like, but I don't know where to put them, So, oh man, that's the paralysis of where to put the points is if it makes it easy and streamlined for me, that's my go-to.
I don't want to steal any of y'all's, but this also ties into this one where it's like, if you never drink a potion,
never using your consumables is
that is me to a
well,
you gotta,
you gotta save it for when you'll need it, dude.
Boss fight. I'm gonna need these 40 potions for some boss fight that I don't know I'm gonna need it for.
It's for an emergency, Josh.
Exactly. And okay, you guys know I have played Remnant 2. I mean, all the way through. People saw me beat it on Apocalypse mode. I'm done with it finally. Dude, I probably have 100 hours, and that game has consumables. I have used exactly 2 consumables in my time with Remnant, and it's the ammo one because I ran out of ammo on a boss fight. Like, that's the perfect example of like, I have thousands of these consumables, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to use it. And I'll tell you what, the worst is when it's a roguelike game where if you use a consumable, you don't get it back.
Nope.
Because then I'm like, well, I don't know when I'm ever going to need these. So I just never use them. Potions are the same thing, man.
Oh, my Elden Ring character has everything I've ever picked up ever.
Oh, yeah.
I've never used
these things. Might need them at some point. I beat the game. I'm done with it, but they're still just sitting in my inventory.
You never know. There'll be another
exactly.
DLC.
You never know. That's
oh, my gosh.
All right, Ryan, what do you got?
So I got one that probably applies to like people like Ace more than anyone is that when you might be a gamer when you know more about gaming lore than actual history of our world. And there's so many people that could tell you the depths and the details of these video games, and then you're like, who's the president in 1980 whatever, and they're like, well, I don't know, they're like, what? It's wild how deep a lot of people get into this stuff, and then not being able to like know about real world, like there's like, that's IRL. get out of here. So,
dude.
Yeah, video
okay,
game history.
This one gets me, dude. Because if this ain't the truth, man, I'm not. I'll be honest. I don't know that I could name more than like 12 presidents. Like legitimately,
That's tough,
like,
man.
But dude, I can name every boss in the Dark Souls game.
I would say I can give you every boss in Elden Ring and Dark Souls. If you
I know the different like cheat codes to get extra lives in the older Nintendo games. Like, I mean, I can name all these things, dude. The different zones, how to get there, how they connect, and all that stuff. But it's like I can't name the presidents. I think I'll be lucky if I could name all 50 states, man. But man, do I know my video game lore and the characters and the maps.
I tell you, man, it's exciting. Like you get excited about it and you want to know more and you look into the lore and you learn these things and stuff and then you realize how much you actually dove into it. You're like, oh.
Because
man, I kind of went pretty heavy.
Dude, I don't care about presidents. When am I ever going to need to use that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Right. But I know how much mana I need to cast this spell 14 times in a row. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That is a good one, Ryan. That one got me. Oh my
I know
gosh.
all 900 Pokemon, but I couldn't tell you
I figured old Ace of Shame here was like he's Mr. Vault Trap with like all the lore of everything.
Ace is the guy that tries to say that the Elden Ring lore makes sense. He's like, oh, it really does make sense if you just think about it.
Sit down and look at it for a little bit.
It does not make sense, Ace. I don't care. You could try to say it does, but
when you break it down and you like look into the things, man, like it all makes sense.
So it's just like a family tree, man. You just got to know like who the parents are, and
it is though.
It's like no. Show me a video. Show me what happened, and then I'll be good.
Dude, I legitimately watched an hour-long Elden Ring lore breakdown video. An hour, and it still made no sense to me at the end, dude. None. And
I
I'm
listened
like,
to like a 16-hour audiobook on the lore of Dark Souls.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
No. All right, listen, we got to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with a few more of these. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. I guess it's my turn on this one. Ryan, kind of like your video game memory one. I'm just gonna say this one, man. You might be a gamer if you've ever gotten chills from hearing video game music.
Ooh.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
The Halo theme song, more recently Expedition 33. I love, there's still people playing it, and the second they like DM me and they're like, okay, man, I got to talk about it, just beat the game. All I do is link a song, and I'm just like, this is going to make you, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, yes, and it's just, dude, there are so many examples of video game music just absolutely just chills. You remember it. It is like a core memory in our brain somehow, dude. But I'm
getting them now.
I know, man. Like Hollow, like I can think of like so many different games where it's either or sound, we can throw sounds in there too, where it's just like there is something just visceral that gets embedded in our brains when we have these experiences and we can tie them to a soundtrack or a song or just a sound in general. And I don't know what it is, but it is something that if people aren't gamers, they just don't understand like the impact that can have or the emotional response that we can have from hearing, like I said, a song from a game or something.
I mean, when you listen to music or you watch a movie or these things, like those are not continuous like developments. There's not something you constantly do. Like when you play a game, typically you replay it over and over. Like if you like it, like you're going to continue to play it. You're going to play it mostly every day. So, like Battlefield 4, that's one of my most memorable, like, and it's like, boom, that sound, it plays every time you load the game, every time you're loading a map. So like, that it's beat into your head. Like those games, you continuously play that, you continuously hear the sound. So that's just what it does. It makes you feel those good feelings of playing that game. So that's why that music just means so much. And so, yeah, no, that's a really, really good one.
Stays with you forever.
Dude. Forever.
Like,
never forget.
Famously, EverQuest, played it way too much, quit it for, 15 years or however long. And then somebody told me about the P99 server or something. And I remember loading it up, and the very first note of the main menu song when it kicked in was just this flood, dude. I'm talking, and I hadn't heard it in like 15 years, man. But it was just instant. And what's funny is my wife heard it in the other room because she heard that music, and she was like, "Was that EverQuest?"
Oh,
and
no,
I was like,
not
"I'm
again."
not playing it. I'm not. I just wanted to see. Just
The war
but it was like
anew.
yeah. It's just it's funny to me how ingrained it can get and how you will never forget it either, man.
I mean, my brain immediately went to Ender Lily's main theme because it reprises in Ender Magnolia, and just hearing it one more time, even on like different, instruments in a different game, I was like, oh yes, familiar.
Yeah. All right, Ace, what do you got for us, man?
You might be a gamer if you know the pain of deleting 5 games just to make room for one.
Look at it, you Call of Duty.
Yeah.
300 gigabytes? What do you mean?
What do you mean you don't have 300 gigs free? What
no
the
game
heck?
should have triple-digit gigs.
Dude, I gotta go buy a hard drive to play this game? Like, what? They didn't say that on the box.
That's why Ace plays indies, because they're all like 3 gigs.
Yeah, like
3
3 or 5
gigabytes.
gigs, man.
Oh man, that's funny, man. Like I will say this in today's day where SSDs are super cheap now, relatively. Like it's not as common as an issue anymore. But dude, when you had like limited media space and you had to juggle these games, and it's like you would delete 3, but it's just not quite enough. And you're like, okay, well, those 3 were easy, but now I don't know what to delete, man.
What else gonna get off?
Yeah. And then you're sitting there going through your checklist and you're like, okay, well, I guess I have to pick which game I don't like the most. It's like that struggle was real, man.
Oh, dude, it was so bad when I was
Have
all
you
my time on
guys-
the PS5.
Have you guys ever, because you know how like when you delete a game like through Steam, it'll say, do you want to keep your save files? Like, have you ever gone all the way and been like, yes, delete the save files too?
No.
Nope. Because
Do you
what
know
if,
how
bro?
many save
What
files
if?
you have on your
What
PC
if?
right now?
You
That's
never
me.
know, dude. You never know.
You probably have 300 games worth of save files sitting on your computer.
Those are my
right
memories.
now.
What if I come back?
Nobody deletes them. We're not stupid, like you said. It's like I might go back one day.
The best part is when you go back and then you like
It's
load
all
up
or nothing.
and then you're like
What was I doing?
I'll
start a
looking
new
around
save.
and you're like, dude, I have no clue where I am. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then as you start to progress, you're like, oh yeah, that's where I was. You know, you
that's the
start to
best
remember.
feeling when you can kickstart
man.
that memory back. You're like, oh, I was doing this. I don't have to restart.
My goodness, man. All right, Ryan, what do you got?
All right. For this one, this is when you this kind of goes a little bit along the lines of waiting for launches, but this is when you treat like releases like it's a holiday. Like when a game's coming out,
yeah.
when something happens, you're like, "Hey, no. Honey, we can't plan that this day." Like
This is literally the next
this,
one on my list.
that was the one on your list. This weekend, blah 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 game comes out. Like we can't. No. What are you doing? You're not setting me up for this. It's something different to be able to just sit down for a game you've been waiting for and play it all weekend long with the release. So just man, that's the thing. The game's releasing, you plan all your life around it. Like it's a national holiday.
Yep.
Those games release, that's what it is.
Once Silk
I
Song
have
gets that
cleared my
release date,
schedule.
man, that's my national holiday right there, baby.
I was going
And
to
we
say,
know, and Josh's bosses know
Oh,
that
yeah.
when a game's coming
Dude,
out,
if I
because
ask
that's
for
when he asks
time
for
off-
days off.
if I ask for time off, the instant response is what
What's
game
coming out?
comes out? What game
Yeah.
comes out that day,
What's
Josh?
coming, huh?
And then I'm like, I'm allowed to have personal time, man. And they're like, no, really, what game's coming out? And then I'm like, how do you know
Well-
it's a game? All right, it's Battlefield 6. Like freaking every time, man. You know? Oh. Yeah, that's literally on my list. You might be a gamer if you've ever called out of work or scheduled a day off so you could play video games or cleared your schedule. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what it was. Like I told my family, I'm like, yo, I'm not a dad. I'm not a husband this weekend.
Yeah.
Like I am gamer Josh.
This is
Like,
what I'm doing.
Yeah, this
Like,
is 100% what I'm doing. I'll do everything ahead of time. I'm not going to be lazy. I'll get it all done. But like, bro, this game is this weekend and it's me in that game and that is it. Oh, that's so good. Okay, listen, we're almost out of time. Let's just do a couple quick fire. We can't discuss it, but Ryan, you stole mine. I've got. Well, we did have the Rage uninstall. Ace, you had that one.
Yeah, that was me.
I have two. You might be a gamer if you've ever called someone a hacker because they killed you. They can't be good. It's just you're a hacker, dude.
Of course.
There's no way you killed me.
You're not better than me.
Yeah. And then you might be a gamer if you think pizza rolls are one of the greatest inventions ever.
Yeah.
Ace, you got any more?
I got one more. You might be a gamer if you've bought a game, installed it, but then played something completely different.
I've never done that.
I know you haven't, which is so weird to me.
I know.
But you also don't leave things installed. So
that's very true, too. Guess what I uninstalled today, boys?
What?
Marvel Rivals?
Marvel Rivals.
Oh, the bullet.
You're about to get played.
Hey, but you know what? It lasted a really long time.
It did.
Guys.
It did last.
I have not played that game in a month, so that is also a very stellar fitting tribute to that game as well, that I left it on my desktop for a month.
And then
Ryan, you got any others?
Oh, Ace, you got one more?
I
you
said,
have one
yeah.
more?
You also might be a gamer if you check every corner of a room before moving on, because there might be loot.
That's my wife, dude. Like look.
When you're thrifting,
dude, no, I mean in a game, dude.
Okay.
There's a few games where like we'll play it together, but she doesn't want to. Like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, for instance, right? She's like, you play, I'll watch. But then she's like, you didn't check that bush over there. And I'm like, which one? And she's like, that one over there. And I'm like, baby, there's like 50 bushes. And she's like, you got to check them all. There might be a rupee in one of those. And then I'm like, okay, this is a little overboard. Like, I'm all for looking for the secret loot, but like, I'm not checking every tree and bush in the game, man. But she just loves it. She loves that treasure hunt, man. Where she's like, oh, look, I found something.
It's so satisfying when you do find something, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Yay.
Yep. Oh, that's a good one.
All right, I just got a couple little quick hitters. Like when you react strongly to like games being delayed or announced, just good or bad, just it changes your whole mood for the day. That's a big one that unfortunately my wife has to deal with often. And then
why are you so grouchy? Oh man, Metal Gear got delayed again.
Hopefully not. Yeah. And then the other one's when you follow like dev teams or esports teams, kind of like on social media, just like sports teams. You're like, oh yeah, look, what do they say? And you're always checking in, seeing what's going on, and seeing what's going on with these devs or the games or where they're at and stuff like that. So
the Overwatch League is the only time in my life where I have cared about like an esports team, because I was so into Overwatch at the time, and I was like, bro, the Outlaws are gonna play like who?
Oh, no way.
They're gonna get wrecked, man. Yeah. That's pretty good too. So
all
right, well listen, hey, let us know what you might be a gamer if is in the comments. So leave a comment with what you are thought of there, or if any of these pertain to you and we called you out on it, let us know. Come join our community. We talked about it earlier. The link's in the episode description. And hey, if you love this podcast, if you love these shows, and you go, man, you know what? The world needs more of this. Please take a second to think about supporting this podcast. We could not do this without you. We need your support to continue to do this. If you are getting joy and entertainment out of this show, then think about giving back. It's very, very easy to do it. Only takes a couple minutes. There is a link in the episode description as well. Or you can just head over to Patreon, Video Gamers Pod, and sign up there. But it really does mean the world to us. Plus, you get a lot of really awesome perks, a shout out on the show, and a lot of thank yous and other things that we think are pretty cool. Make it worth your while. That's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Until next time, happy gaming.
See ya.
Peace out.